back with a follow-up of the water heater. The previous video we replaced the element and vacuumed out the bottom of the tank, using that little hole down there where the element is. And I mentioned something about replacing the anode rod, and that's what we're going to do today. So after I took my morning shower today, I killed the breaker on the water heater and just let it cool down, let the water cool down all day, and just use the water throughout the day. And you know, I wasn't in a rush, so I just let it cool down without hurrying about it or whatever. So now it's cool, so there's no pressure in there. I have the upstairs hot water line open, so there's no water coming out of it, and I got the inlet shut off, and here's the pressure release right here. I should be able to lift this up, and there shouldn't be no pressure in there. I can hear just a little bit. Can hear some water coming out of it. Must be a little bit of pressure built up in there still. Should try to put a bucket down there. But let me what I'm going to do is I still have the hose hooked up down on the floor. Show you down there. I have the hose hooked up down there, so I'm just going to turn that a little bit and let some water drain out of there, just to get the water level lower than the nut where we're going to be loosening the anode rod. So should be able to hear the water draining. So we'll let that drain for a little bit. Let's try this again. The water's warm that come out of the faucet, so shouldn't be that much pressure in there at all. Yeah. So there's the pressure release all the way up now. So there's no pressure in there. You want to release all the pressure so you don't, you're not taking this anode rod out with this thing full of pressure, and that would be a dangerous situation. And again, I'm showing you what I'm doing. I'm not showing you how to do it, if that makes any sense. Because if you do this, you're doing this all on your own. I'm just showing you what I'm doing. I'm not licensed to do this, but I know how to do this because I've been doing it for so many years. So we'll just leave it at that. Now, the anode rod that's in here, from what I gathered looking this up, is a magnesium anode rod, and it's probably one solid rod that goes from the top to the bottom. I can't put a solid rod back in here because I don't have the room to put a solid rod in here. So my local Menards had an aluminum rod that comes in pieces to where you can slip it in there the easy way. So it will work in spots like this. And if it's too long, you can always cut off the bottom one to fit, so it fits the full length of the water heater. You don't want it touching the bottom of it, but you want it real close to the bottom of it. And this will work out fine. So you can use either the magnesium one that's in there, or you can use an aluminum one. They both have different benefits. Magnesium, from what I've gathered, is a lot better than aluminum, but like I said, they only had aluminum in this type, otherwise I probably would have got the magnesium. They both do the same thing. From what I understand though, the aluminum gets rid of the egg smell in your water if your water has an odor smell to it, which I've never noticed that in mine, but you know. Alright, I'm just going to put this lever back down here, because just so I don't forget it later on. And that's probably enough water drained out of there. So I'm going to turn my, I'll show you what I'm doing here. I got my camera on my tripod this time, so it'll be a little different. I'm just going to turn the valve off down here, so that, like I said, you only need to let a little bit of water out. Now hopefully I can get this rod out with no problems, but if it's a solid rod, I don't know how I'm going to get it out of the top. I'll have to pull it out and cut it with a hacksaw if I can get it out the top hole, because if it's corroded too much, I might not even be able to get it out the top hole, and I might have to somehow pull it out that bottom hole, take that element back out and try to break this thing in half, cut it in half, somehow break it down to where I can get it out this bottom hole. Somehow, just to get it out of there. So as we go, we'll see what happens. So let's take a look at the top and see what we're going to have to do. All right, got a good angle here. I tried to have the camera right above us, but the ceiling here is just too short for the focal length of my camera. So what we need to do is we need to take this little cap off right here. And of course, they have the styrofoam blown in there, or the, yeah, I guess you can call it that. So you got to chop that out of there. And then of course you got to get the styrofoam out of the way of the nut, because you got to have the room for the socket to get in there. And the new one is an 1 1/16" socket, so it's a pretty big socket. So I'm going to cut this all up like this, and then I'm going to take a vacuum cleaner real quick and suck all this stuff out of there. Yeah, they got dark because I actually have a motion sensor light that comes on when I come downstairs, so that's why it went out. Let me get the vacuum cleaner. A little bit of noise here. Of course, you won't hear this. All right. Now we need an 1 1/16", hopefully, and that's it. I'm going to loosen it up. Hopefully. That thing's on there. That thing is tight. I'm going to have to get a bar to put on this this ratchet. Bear with me a second. Hey guys, it's the next day. Yesterday got too late because I had to enlist some help to try to get that loose. I couldn't get it loose with just the ratchet and the wrench I had. I had to have some help come over, and we had to put this big thing on there with try to get that, break that that anode rod loose. I held on to the water heater, and I had my dad crank on that nut to get that anode rod loose, and we could not for the life of us get that thing loose. The water heater wanted to twist, you know, because it's not bolted down or anything, so we couldn't get it loose. So today we're going to use a pneumatic tool. We got a little air compressor down here, and we're going to try to go at it again today, and hopefully we can get it loose. I can't believe it's that tight in there. But as soon as he stops over today, which is going to be in a little bit, we're going to go at it again and see if we can get this finished up today. Well, we finally got it out. We had to use an impact wrench, and it come loose. It's a little rotted, but we're getting ready to pull it out. So we'll let you. That's a bad one right there. You can see it's supposed to be a solid rod, but it's all corroded, damaged. You can see the magnesium that was on the rod is actually gone up here on the top. Oops. It's actually gone right here. It's supposed to be a solid magnesium rod all the way through. So we're going to try to pull this out of here without dropping any parts down in the tank. here if you need it. We're just going to clamp it on here so we don't drop it when we try to bend it. Alright. Oh.
There it is.
There it is.
What's left of it?
Yeah. What do you see?
Don't see nothing in there.
Here, let me take this off. I don't have the tape measure down here. I wanted to see how long that was, but that's probably about 42, 44 inches maybe. That's about the normal size of a magnesium rod. Oh, the bottom did fall off because in the picture, in the previous video, this was curled at the end there. And it was pretty big at the end, so there was something on the end of it down there.
You can't get that out.
No. I mean, I guess I could take out the bottom
but you never.
heating element, but it's okay sitting at the bottom of the tank, I guess.
You got a little bit of icky on the threads over here. Get off there. Have you got tape?
Yeah. Alright, gonna prepare for the next one. We'll get back to you in a second. Alright, I got the new one here. This is the folding one. We had to cut it down to match the length of the other one. So we cut off about, I don't know, 6-7 inches. So now we're ready to slide this one down in there. Put some Teflon tape around here. Tighten it up a little bit. And we're set to fill it up with water and get back to business. So let's get to it. That should be good. All right. That's okay. Now we got to make sure this goes straight without. Oh. I was gonna say, I hope it fits down in the hole. Because these bars come in different sizes too. I'm assuming it's far enough away from this to where it went on that side of it. Right? You agree?
Probably have to turn it a little bit.
Can I see that flashlight?
Huh?
Oh, it was hitting the element. So, oh, yep, I had to turn it because it was hitting this element.
Yeah, the top one.
Yep. Yep, feels good. Feels like it went all the way down now.
Yeah, we can get it started.
Turn the water on, let the tank fill up, and then turn the breaker on. No, I don't. I thought I had a tank on. because I let some of the water out, so that's why it's filling up. Yeah, I let so much water out of it, so it's filling up. And
don't see nothing up here.
let's let the air out. A little bit of water. There we go. Now that's all the air because now there's water coming up.
I don't see no water in here.
Yeah, we'll get the hot water boiling and then that'll build up that pressure and go from there. Well, there you go. That's how you do it. You're gonna turn on the breaker, get that water pressure built up in there, and look and see if we have any leaks. But hopefully we're all good. There's the new anode rod in there. That should last for a couple years, and then we got to replace it again. See you on the next one.